Hi everyone, I'm Margot Tarot. Thank you and welcome to Soluna Botanica. Today we are doing a personal reading for one of our beautiful clients. Um, as always, prior to the recording, I call into the universe with my client's personal information, for they remain private at all times, whether it's a reading and or ritual. Um, in this personal reading for a client of mine, I am going to see certain things for her energy. Um, and then we'll also see what the guides are delivering for our client today. Um, Let us be reminded that on general readings, it is the energy specifically for our client. So, in a specific degree and angle and or planets, etc. In some cases, certain viewers may connect similar to what's been happening to this client. If you are one of those, I welcome you to continue listening, and hopefully we can find some healing in this reading today. Or even if not, uh, even if you're not relating to it. But the most important thing that I want to say in reference to this reading is that uh, there's always an outlook to life. There's always a positivity within ourselves if we choose to have the outcome that we are wanting to and desiring. I know that in certain cases that cannot be uh, the end goal because it is the path that we have to take in this physical life. Okay. Um, but having said that, there's also always a way to shift our energy for our best suited self. Um, excuse me. So I'm feeling like I have almost like a knot in my throat. Apologize for that. Almost like a knot in my throat. If it's not, again, I'm in the energies as we already in in the recording. It could be the client going through certain weaknesses of the energy. Um, I will say make sure that you keep up with the vitamins because it feels to me like the immune system wants to lower or drop in a sense. Um, it also can, as we go into the reading, we will see, but it also feels as almost like someone on the spiritual sense is connecting and it's saying, "Here I am," and it's making certain things probably to get the attention of you or to get the point across to you. Okay. As we get into the reading, as we expend our energy for your reading today, of course, we will see who and what it is, if any. And if not, then it's most likely in your energy, in your space. Okay. I want to say also that um, remain positive and stay optimistic. And most importantly, my client, I believe that in you, and you've kept a tremendous effort in that. I am very, very proud and honored uh, to have and feel your energy, the strength that you have within you. Okay, I love that. If anything, I am so honor with you, with your energy, with your spirit. Angels of the universe and the heavens, thank you to the heavens, thank you
This
to the
is a
gods.
reminder.
Let
Light
us
candle.
give the energy and the positivity as we are aligned. Thank you to the Lord Jesus Christ for blessing us today and always.
This is a reminder. Light candle.
There you go. Thank you, angels of the heaven and earth, for our healing, for our prosperity. Find the joy and the peace within ourselves, within our body, mind, soul, and spirit. We are blessed and we're joyous for the journey that we're living in this physical and spiritual life. Align us in the best way possible and protect us in our path as we are rendered to have. Holy Father, Lord Jesus Christ, and the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Right. Let us begin. I was told to use this, and so we do. What's going on? What's going on? Okay. Hmm. There is a lot going through your mind. There's a lot that you are thinking about. Um, it's almost like every day you go through, I don't know if you have a list of everything that you have to do per timing, per daily activities, or per daily intakes, or all. But besides that, I feel that there's also a lot of thoughts of, could be the past, present, and what if in the future. Um, what I like about what I'm seeing here is that there's all these things that are happening in your thoughts, but it also kind of feels more of a desire, more of things to have an outlook of life after certain things. I love that because what tells me is that you're fighting against the odds, and you're fighting against time, and fighting against people, places, and things, including spiritual sense, in order to get to the main goal of your life. um, it's learning to love yourself, learning to adjust to what can be in a physical sense, in a physical life. You also feel that it hasn't been just to you, that life itself has not been justifiable to you. That at times you feel like, your punishment does not fit the crime, kind of. um, you've been through that process, I feel, and I feel that now you're trying to find that peace. What I like about this is that when I see certain things that are in a negative sense, I look toward what the peace is. And what the peace is the self being within you. It's the hard work that you're putting in your spiritual mind, in your thoughts, in your well being. It has not been uh, easy for you. It's been quite difficult, be quite challenging in all the energies that you've been through, to the point that at one time you considered to give up. You have felt that you've been, it's almost like being alive but going, crossing the ends of the world into the passing light of death and life. Okay. um and you're going through that renewal cycle as we speak. I feel that because of certain planets are drastically shifting in February of 2026, with Saturn, Uranus, and other planets that are touching bases in the major houses, I feel that this will impact you tremendously, my dear. I feel that because when we have a positive uh, card that signifies number of things, but in this particular reading, it signifies strength, success, and it's a yes card. But it also signifies that you are setting your heart, your body, your mind, soul, and spirit to put the effort to work on everything that you need to work in order to find some success. You're fighting against a lot of things that feel that everything around you is against you. The more you do the effort, put the effort, it's like something kind of happens and sets you back. Um, what I also feel in this situation is that it's more of the thoughts that you're going through, more of your transition of how to think and how to feel, that sometimes confuses you, even you, on how to do certain things like that. I think emotionally eh, um, you're trying to stay afloat, but it feels that sometimes you have no way out of those emotions or sensations and or feelings. Um, why I decided to go with this, as always, the energies or the guides will tell me what cards to use, but I feel that this is all based on using your overall energy, physically and spiritually, and it's almost like I had to see what's behind those thoughts of you, what's behind the overall, on the physical sense, and we do see a lot of in and out struggles, in and out conflictions, you know, uh, out of the way you're feeling at times, and feeling devastated by certain energies that are around you. Um, so I would say that sometimes when we are going through certain illnesses or transitions physically and or spiritually, we intend to be in a different vibration. So we can be in a vibration of either in the higher self frequency and or the lower, depends. So we can either way sense the spiritual energy around us, and depending on the frequency we can actually sense everything that is so negative around other people. Sense it, feel it, hear it even. And so it's a wonderful transition to go through, even though sometimes feels like it's negative, but it's given us that outlook of life, that there's an existence, there's a purpose of our existence, okay? And that uh, you never know. Maybe the higher self, your creator, your destiny is changing and shifting to other things as well. That you're getting an overlook of that energy in the now. That is marinating kind of thing. I use marinating word quite a bit, especially in my rituals, because it means that you're pampering the energy without even knowing, or is being nurtured to preparation of other things in your physical and or spiritual comings for later on in life. Like I said before, the energies that are changing as we speak through our charts and or planets are shifting for a once in a lifetime situation. So they're preparing you for the next phase of you, is how I sense this. Okay. What's going on here? Right. So I definitely feel that there are envy people around you, and you may say, and I say it as we speak, makes no sense that someone would feel the way they feel or envy me the way they feel. It makes no sense if I have nothing that they could either envy me and or I have I have and I'm not being negative, trust me on this, but it's almost like the question is, why in the F would they envy my position in the way that I am? You know what I mean? But this is one of those vibrations that we recently spoke of, that they are people that they don't care. They're just so deviant with their entities and energies that they really do not care what the outlook is in their perspectives of others that they do not dislike or like, that they dislike, I'm sorry. Um, we feel that there's enviness and jealous here. Um, I will not share what my thoughts are or what they're sensing. As my clients know, when I do a reading and or ritual, it is not my energy that I'm interacting with. It is the people in question, whether it is the client or the people that they're wanting to know about or that we need to discover of. It is never I. Whatever comes out of my well-being mouth, it is from the higher purpose, your guides, and or the people that we in place in. So, having said that, I will not give out the negative words that these energies are given to me, because you do not deserve for me to repeat those. You do not deserve to have any more grief. All I can say is that you do have people around you, and even that they are close to you, or that supposed to be close to you, are almost waiting for something to come about. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, um, and they they are considering that. How I see this is almost like, and I'm going to give you an example. How I see this is almost like someone saying, crying wolf, but there is no wolf. You know what I mean? To put it in a lesser gravity of words, um, these people do not know the actual facts of what you go through in emotional, physically, and spiritually. These people probably why they feel in this way. One of the reasons is because it's very astonished to see that you still have the gift to show up, that you still have the gift to smile, that you still have the gift to put your personal situations aside to show comfort to others in needs. They, this is almost like Saint Teresa for me. I would think that I think that we will abide by this, and I will light a candle of Saint Teresa for you today. The fact that I'm sensing this energy. As we started this reading prior to the recording, I kept seeing a divinity of a saint, of a female saint, and at first I didn't know if it was our Saint Virgin Mary, but now we know it is our Saint Teresa. Okay. So, in your behalf, my dear, I will absolutely get into that after our recording, and I will call upon her favors for your behalf. As always, as you already know, I've been doing certain things in your behalf uh, to push that confidence that you have within you, that sufficiency of inner strength, and I am with you 100% into that, and I push it as we speak from the very beginning. Okay, and I will continue to do so. Now, um, I do feel that in your work environment, you do have to be very cautious because someone is being very sneaky and they may try to almost sabotage something uh, to make you seem incompetent in your work environment. Uh, um, and so it's almost like a mind trick, almost like a doing something that you already done and taken care of, and they turn around and either disappear with a file or something like that. So make sure you keep a records of everything, of all your activities and work. Make sure you're proofreading, proofreading before you send out the messages, your emails, etc. Okay. Um, and also, you know, you're so vulnerable, but yet so gifted, so giving that you trust, or that you want to extend that trust on people that you know very well that you cannot and should not trust, but you have that willingness in you that after everything you still have that healing loving heart in you, that energy, that vibration. And again, it takes me back to Saint Teresa. I will do some search, but um, and you still put that hope in certain people that maybe you shouldn't. Unfortunately, you know, you have that beautiful way of feeling and thinking for others, but those others are see it in a in a word that it's not as hurtful to you, um, that you are being naive and I want to say the word D, and I'm not going to say it, okay? Um, but it speaks volume of those people in the way that they perceive you. And little do they know that there's nothing of that in you. That all that exists in you for you doing still those things is because you have love still, after everything that you are challenging as we speak. You still have that love and that hope and that faith and that trust. It is absolutely amazing. Now, it reminds me of Jesus. When Jesus was still on the cross and he was still crying and he was still showing love and still putting out their faith and trust in humanity. And but most importantly, gave his life for it. And look where we are now. So that is almost the sensation I get with you every time. So who is the most faithful and trustworthy in love is you, not them, for their actions. Okay. Um, Now we are going to do the other spreads for you, my dear. Thank you, angels of the universe and of the heavens. So the universe is saying, and I was gonna go on with the other spread. Okay, thank you. Thank you to the angels. Thank you. There will be a decision of some sort that would have to be taken later on. Um, do not contemplate yourself on that right now. Wait till that time comes. A decision that you need to take, whether it has to be where you live, where you work, and or medically, and or all. A decision that is coming in probably in the next 3 weeks to 3 months. That you would have to decide what, almost like what phase to go for and take, what path to direct yourself moving forward. Um, and it will shift everything about, probably in the way that you work, the way that you live, etc. Um, it's what your guides are saying right now. Okay. Um, so now let's get to the other spreads. I'm just leaving this on the heavens. What's going on with this Libra? Let's see. All right. Let's see. I, I don't, I feel that this woman is almost like a bitter woman in a sense. She doesn't really like talking to you, or she would prefer not to talk to you. She feels that certain people are sympathetic of you and that they don't, or she doesn't feel that they shouldn't. She doesn't feel that they shouldn't. I think that she doesn't like if you happen to have, or have or people give you affection at work, or people are gentle to your energy better, or maybe even patients will ask of you or for you. She just doesn't like the sympathy, the affection and or attention that certain people are either giving to you at work. Uh, it's almost like she doesn't buy the innocent card, the innocent child version that for some reason she's kind of reflecting on you. You know what I mean? It feels to me that she just didn't like you from the beginning. I think that you probably started to notice her negative vibe and or energy probably 3 days to 3 weeks after you started working there. Um, she is a woman that it's hard to love and or hard for her to love someone in the way that it seems here. Uh, Her sorrows in her home environment is almost like she brings them at work and she takes it out on people that are vulnerable. So she knows to pick her victims almost in that situation. Um, I Based on this, I feel that eventually you will have to talk to either human resource or someone above her in reference to how you are feeling, how she is treating you. There, there's a notion here that you're trying to hold as much as you can, but she's pushing your buttons, and I feel that she will continue to push your buttons in the next few days and few weeks, because she wants you, that comes for this to come out of you, for you to quit, for you to leave. Okay. um you know, it's an unfortunate thing, because if she would have taken some time to actually conversate with you, she would actually get to know how beautiful you are, how wonderful you are, how patient and loving you are. That I can tell you this, that there are people that work in the medical field, but they don't have that caring, that love, and that nurturing to be in that field at all. It takes a lot, and it drains a lot mentally and physically for people to do such job. And you really have to have those compassion moments in order to be in that field, because people that go there are not going for vacation. They're actually going because they're fearful of life, fearful of dying, fearful and or scared of whatever it is that's happening with them. And when they see a doctor and a nurse, it, it's almost like their hopes are high, and everything about them is put in their hands. And so it's not for everybody. And I feel that you are one of those people that have such gift. And maybe this woman does not see it as being sincere and honest. And most likely because she is in that category, okay? In those aspects of life. Um, she probably hasn't passed by in her life in a few years someone as innocent, sincere, and honest as you, which there are few. Trust me, I've been doing this for quite some time, and I see them come and go. So I can validate in your honor, in your faith, in your trust, anytime. Um, Yes, she's gonna be pushing your buttons because she wants you to quit. Yes, she's talked to two other people in reference to keep an eye on you. It feels like two other women. Um, I feel that they really do not want to, because I see a female that does like you, and uh, it doesn't. She doesn't want nothing to happen to you, so she's doing her job, but at the same time, she doesn't want anything to happen to you in such ways, because she feels that it's not right. The other female, it's in a yes and no combination. Keeps an eye on you, yes, but doesn't really feel that it's justify, what she's doing to you either. Okay, so um I think that she's probably being benign. She's probably, saying deceitful things in order to have certain people check on you, and just find ways to um, see if you can quit. Um, Make sure that you give the what's that, the card, the review card that patients do, uh, and when they leave it, take pictures so you can collect them, because she's such a negative woman that she may not even put them in your file, to be recognized for later. um, and also I will say, as we discussed as well, continue to maintain, um, uh, write down, keep record of all your actions in your work environment, if and when you may need it later. um, she knows that they cannot fire you, so therefore she is pushing your button so it will come from you. I absolutely dislike this, because out of all the people, you are absolutely not the person to be messing with. You are absolutely not the person to uh, betray in this way, because you are not in such phase of actions, meaning that uh, you're the type of person that she should be considering to want to find ways to keep, and sufficiently enough, because that's how you work and function at work. But unfortunately, negative people are still in existence and will continue to uprise in our world, unfortunately. Okay. Um, Let me see. Let's see your health, your vitality. Right. So we do still see that there will be decisions that needs to be taken in the next either 3 weeks or 3 months, or that decision will come, or let's see that test or that result. Okay, that can also shift other things in your life. I see you're constantly in the care of everything that you are doing. So we do see some mishap. Could be like inflammation that will be uprising, but we also see that there are at least 2 doctors that watch everything that you're doing and that they absolutely care for you. Uh, we see that they want success because of everything and anyone. You are one of those candidates that absolutely deserve success in their aspects of medical, what's going on in your medical field. Okay. We do see that between now and probably 3 weeks to 3 months, there will be some time off out of your work due to medical conditions. I feel that this is not surprising. I feel that this is something that you are, in a sense, aware that is going to happen. Okay. We do see that there is distance within the family situation, and there might be a quarrel coming into that vicinity in your life in a very short time. Um, why I say this is because I feel that you are being as patient as you can possibly be, but people push your buttons and it can react in different form. Okay, and it can like let's say for example you happen to get this anger within you, and it kind of builds within your body, and it just makes a reaction to your body, because I feel that because your immune system are trying to stay as above as they can, it can drop your white cells, etc., um, and cause some type of inflammation. So unfortunately, we cannot avoid the circumstances of people interacting with us and being as piece of shit as they are, but we can um, ourselves find that peace in tranquility moment. And you've been, as I state, you from the day one, you have tried your best to keep that peace within you. So again, we do see that people will push those buttons for you. They have a like a anxiety ball that you can carry with you. A stress ball. Sometimes even dollar stores would have that, um, or just any ball that you can find to press on to it, so it can help you also if you like that. Anything to help you release your interactions, and also avoid these type of people that that trigger you. Okay. um, um, there there is a notion that something is going to take place between your family. Again, a dispute, an argument, and or them wanting to, if they haven't already, come to you and say, I think that, all of this is happening, so we brought this and you might as well sign it so we can deal with this later. Unfortunately, I apologize because, again, that is not me saying that. It is the energy of that person. Um, and I hate to say that because in the way that I see it and I feel it, it's it's another way of them to get to you. It's another way of them to hurt you. It's another way of them to kind of want to punish you. It is absolutely absurd and stupid on their behalf to still be in continuous doing these things, acting in these malice ways. I would love it if you would not live near them. I would love it if you would, but that would take time because you know why? What I would love it is not for me; it's for you to do, right? What I would love it for you is it's for when that time comes that it will find that courage within you to decide what does not serve you. And I know this because you also do this. When you say no is no, and you quit whoever, whatever it is, and that is a privilege of you. That is a wonderful thing that you have, because certain people kind of, even if it's a loved one, even if it's a relative, we're still out there giving them the other cheek for them to slap on, hoping that they will still change. Well, these people are not going to change. And so therefore you are the only one that can shift and make those changes in your physical life moving forward after the fact. um, so yes, on the health front, as I stated, we do see some inflammation that is coming, maybe circulatory conditions, um, like blood situation, more blood work to see what's coming in, from where it's coming in. Like, let's say there's an infection and they're trying to get it, they're trying to see where is it coming from. um uh, and again, it's something that I feel it's vital because you're immune to certain things of these nature as well due to your condition. Okay. um Even if you're not having the appetite, start doing, if you do not eat oatmeal, I would say have some oatmeal in the mornings as well, maybe mid lunch and also in the afternoon. Push that in your system, because oatmeal does give you that support in your stomach. And also, I have to say that when you take that, it will not feel as so upsetting in your system when you take medication as well. Okay. um, so I learned this from from my son, who is a Marine officer, my blessed child. And he said, "Mom, you know take your medication with milk and it will not be as horrible setting in your tummy." um, and I absolutely did that, and it absolutely works wonders for me. um, I don't get all those side effects of the whatever medication I will be on. um, so I learned that, and so therefore oatmeal will not only give you that, but it will also sustain your belly as well. Okay. um, I would also say that, again, continue your intakes of vitamins and follow your absolute directions of your doctors. Um, what else can I say? That is the major situation that I'm seeing in your health. I don't see anything that I need to be even looking at, because that is what they actually give me to see. So, how I want to say this is, your guys are letting me see as that for the now. Okay. uh, which I feel that this moment of taking off for a while from medical situation, possibly it has to do, which I feel that you're already aware, that in the next 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, you're gonna have to have some time off to be either hospitalized and or for a certain procedure that needs to take place for you. Okay, it is not a procedure that is drastic. I feel that it will be less, I want to say less severe than what could have been, okay? Or maybe it would have to be that you would have to be hospitalized for, again, like we're saying, some type of repetitive inflammation, okay? Um, Absolutely keep your liquids going. Um, the peace in your mind is very important, because the peace that we have in our minds, the way we're functioning in our thoughts, activates also our body. If your mind is draining, so will your body, because it will not have the potential, the fruitfulness to continue uploading the good hormones, etc., to your body. Okay, so that's also important. And you've been through a hurdle like no other person that I've known, and at such a young age, and you have maintained that vibration. And so we are in the last phase, in the last push in this year. May God in grace name be it, and Saint Teresa. So let's keep going with this. I feel it, I see it, that you're able to be successful in this. And it's almost like having Joan of Arc coming out with a sword and saying, I'm in the rain, I have this, and I will succeed. And that is you. Okay? You're a fighter, you're not a quitter, you do not give up. And I feel that the more negative people as such give you more strength to continue to fight and fight. And just the universe and the heavens. What else can I give for? Okay. I would like it if you put cameras outside your door and also inside your place of living. For the reasons of that, I wonder if someone is going into your place. Also, because it will also start giving us a notion of energies that are happening in your home environment. Okay? There's a growth here. I wonder if one of your siblings is going through changes, like maybe they're expanding their family. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Uh, it's the home doesn't feel that safe for me. Um, it could be a number of things. And again, I feel that someone is keeping an eye on you. So it feels to me that it's relative, but there's a male figure also. Who could that be? What male could be looking? He's noticed you before, this male. He noticed you ins and out. So I wonder if he actually knows that you're single, that you live alone. Huh. So I will say that his vibe shows as a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Horizon, and/or Scorpio, Pisces, and/or Cancer. But um, I don't feel their vibe uh, in good conditions. You know what I mean? Like, I feel that when I see these people looking at you or paying attention to you or spying on you, it's almost like it comes from relatives, and the other one could be like someone that actually just lives in the complex, or kind of sees your ins and outs, and sees you quiet, don't want to talk to people, or do not interact with the community where you live. And he's noticed you before. He probably lives in the area, or he probably lives in the same complex as you, or he jogs uh, in the area. But either way, I would still be saying, if you do not have cameras outside your door, please do so. You don't have to put them outside your door. You can put them on the window, and if you have a window looking out your front door, I would definitely go that route, and also inside the home. Okay. um, any kind of cameras that you would feel trusted. I use or I recommend, Google and/or um, Blink's cameras. They're everywhere, in everywhere I go. So and I use those quite a lot as well. Okay. But I would love it if you would do that. Take that consideration, for you to have more safety, and as well for me to know that you are being safe in that particular sense. Okay. Um. Yes. I do not see you quitting your job, because I feel that you are determined to show them that you do not quit, you are not a quitter, that you have no reason to, and you will not and will not quit. Um, and I love that, because that determination is what has the success in you, my child. Um, Everything is a tremendous tribulation that has been happening for you in the last few years, um, but in God's given name, this year it's the end of all those, and may God find ways to bless you moving forward. um, let's see, I think that Uranus is moving into Gemini. I also I have to see other things, but Jupiter is touching bases. And again, it will depend on each individual's chart, but I'm going based on yours facts. Um, so it's almost like a sudden relief and sudden shock of an end result of things that you are going through, especially in a medical situation, some type of healing taken over after hard work that you've been doing with Saturn. So we definitely see that there is a success. Uh, when we see success, God only, the universe, and our guides and our protectors, our creators, will give us the notion of success. Success can come in a number of ways, but success comes in the way that we feel it is success to us. Okay, and I love it because you take it as that as well. You believe in that faith and trust, and that's what keeps you um, protected. So now that we've discussed that, I also want to see if the universe and the heavens, Lord Jesus Christ, give me the answer that we seek. Let us see all that we need to see for those that are needing us today. Okay. So I will say this. Apologize, and I'm just gonna look at it here. Sorry about that. Update on the client. Okay. So I will say this, what I'm looking here. I feel that it's very important to say this, that we have uh, certain things that are happening in the spiritual realm. And what that tells me is that, you know me, I like to keep it straight and forward with everything. I like to be as honest as possible. I don't like to keep things from my clients. Absolutely not. Unless the creator says you cannot go that route. But as always, as you already know, I will guide you in the best way possible, right? Um, with the spiritual situation, we do have, which it feels to me, it's a loved one that is coming forth in your home place, that is very, very working their diligence for you to notice that they are very much so in existence there with you. Obviously, with certain things that are happening, you know, in your spiritual enlightenment, you're being more sensitive to those things. So you have everything in the physical things that you're going through. You absolutely, this is the last thing you need. But there is that sense of, you know, the good thing that you can take about this is that there is a loved one that is found ways to be able to do what they're doing in your home place for you to notice. The other thing about this is that when we are going through physical experiences of certain illness and/or mental and/or stress level, our vibration seems to either decline or rise. And it can bring out certain experiments of spiritual sensing, feeling, seeing, etc. And you have to be very cautious of those things because it can be also positive but yet negative. And so my worry to this is that even though we have the good coming in, we also have certain entities that are trying to come forth in this environment of your energy. Okay? And I'm not going to put it up there for more. We're just going to leave it here. I decline it in God's name. But when I see certain things, I know where the angle is. Okay, so when I see that there's two entities flowing through someone, whether it's when they're actually walking and I sense it or I see it, or in a reading, okay? And anyways, it gives me an answer of why they're there, but also how do I say this? When someone soul, it's in a different phase of form, even though you're living and going by life, that soul becomes gold in the spiritual realm, okay? And trust me, I know few that have that gold heart. And I'm not just going about it, sugarcoating it and saying nothing like that, but you are one of those. And when we have such gifted heart for thyself and others within us, there's an intensity of the spiritual world having to have that token, if you will. And I'm going to go back to Jesus. it's very important that I do this. Um, my Jesus, and he's smiling as we speak because he is smiling as we speak, and he has his hands on his knees, and I can see that long, beautiful, shiny gown. Go ahead, my child, he says. So I will say it. You know, he was tested so many times, and they fought for him. You know, the good and the bad, the good angel, the bad angel, they fought for him. And literally, it, and I'm not going to name it, went to him directly to try to gain him to give in to his desires so he can take that beautiful golden heart, right? That soul, that spirit. But it did not. He did not prevail, even though he saw hardships ahead. So you are part of that gifted heart. You know what I mean? And when someone is in that sensitivity, in that faith, in that trust, it gets challenged. It gets challenged, just as Jesus. We all go through that process every now and then in our lives. And you know, it depends on how well it's not about passing that challenge. It's about whether you desire what you are promised, or desire whatever it is. You know, it's not about winning either. I could go on and on about the subject, but what I'm trying to say is that, you know, when you feel that it's positive, the energies, then go ahead with it. But when you feel that it's not, then you recline it, you reject it. And even if it feels positive, you have to be very firm with your words and say, what does not serve me must leave immediately. I am God's child. I am Jesus' child. And nothing and no one. It's allowed in my space. Okay? Be very firm with your words, however way you want to put them. And reject all that does not serve you. Because it's almost like they're sitting there waiting. What your loved one is also saying is that, you know, with their ways of trying to communicate, they're in and out of their energy, but they are absolutely finding ways to send you messages. If you have not been dreaming, hopefully they'll start reaching out through that. They are finding ways to be by your side and doing certain things in the home, I feel, to soften your pain, your grief. They feel your anxiety, they feel your hurt, they feel every tears. I feel that, I think it's your father. I feel that he's holding his hands in this way, and he wants, like, the tears pouring in there. Like, if he could only just hold them, you know, and just embrace it. You cannot imagine the love I feel right now. You cannot imagine, like, I feel him so almost vulnerable, because he holds you, but you can't. It's almost like you can't feel it. You know what I mean? They are disappointed with the fact that, you know, your family or the so-called family are not being supportive in the best way that they should be. They are disappointed that they are not, in the physical sense, they're with you. They're disappointed that those that are family or related to you in some levels are not being there to give you any hand that they should. And I will say this before we end this recording for you, my child. In the way that we started, we absolutely ended it in that level. There is success in you. So in the physical sense, but also in the spiritual enlightenment as well. This is, you know, I can see it in a number of ways, and I do, but I this is telling me I'm whole, and I will continue to receive in any best way possible the messages that the higher self has for me and my loved ones. But most importantly, I I have myself whole because I know that there's a purpose to everything in my life, and I know that somehow, some way, they're finding ways to reach, and always will be there at my bay if need be, which they are, whether you need them or not. Okay. I think that this is the best way to end your beautiful reading today. This is a very, very positive outcome for certain things that you are probably asking right now. Um, Hopefully, in the aspects of probably August, we will have some peace in all those hurdles and shifts that you've been going through. And hopefully by then we can start seeing the end of those things and a whole new you then. It's almost like rising into the God's loving hands. It's almost like when we see, and I use these cards 1,000 times throughout the weekend so far, but everything has its purpose at the right time, right? So imagine this child being with no clothes. This signifies the self, you, the purity of oneself coming to the higher Lord, embracing you as you are, which is the soul, being at one, supported by the higher self. Okay? Arise to the gods, arise or arriving to the heavens, physically and spiritually. It depends on the end of those. But by August, we have a shift, I feel, that is absolutely divine here. Okay? Okay, so we are at the end of our reading. I hope that this was helpful to you and to all of you, whoever is watching today. It is February 13th. For me, each and every day is a blessing day, no matter what it is. I take it in the most possible higher vibration for the sake of. But also, I want to say today that because it is Valentine weekend, yes, it's about love, but most importantly is to remind you to self-love, please start there. When you start nurturing you, your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit, then you're able to give to others in need, to others that love you, to others that want to be around you, to others that are probably even needing that support of love. Okay, it's not about having a love relationship. No, it is conducive to that, to sell, to sell, make money, right? But in the spiritual sense, it's about growing within ourselves and then around us, for us and for others. It is the highest and number one purpose why we are in this physical life. So if you love, it's okay if you do not receive that, because that is on them, not on you. But you give your love, and that's the most important thing. That is the lesson that you can either receive and or give to you and to others. Okay? Do not regret if you're loving someone that does not love you in the way that you do. It's okay. You are doing your challenges here on earth, so let it be. And let all the negative be on them. Having said that, I wish all of you love and light today and always, each and every day, for you and for your loved ones. Have faith, have trust in those that you feel that you can. Have faith and trust in your creator, whoever, whatever it is that you have faith in. I have no rejection to any. I trust and have faith in all, and I respect all. And I would always continue to do so. For they know me and I know them. Okay? It's important for all of you that are struggling physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Seek help, please. Find your spiritual guide, priestess, sheer, which whatever you want to call them, and or me. But have that trust. I urge you to do so. And if you feel that they are not uh, being there for you in the way that you need to, then find someone that can, whether it is a spiritual guidance and or a physical doctor. Should you need both, I feel that you should. Everyone should have their spiritual guide and also their physical doctor as well. Why I say this is because this is our body, which I call vessel, and within that vessel, it's our body, it's our spirit, our soul. Our soul conducts this vessel, this body. That in itself needs nurturing as well as our body, our vessel, in order for those to function and align with each other moving forward, past, present, and or future. Okay? Um, I am here for anyone that desires to have their needs. There are readings or rituals of any kind. I am here to counsel you in any way, and I am here to be a part of your physical and spiritual journey as well. My clients know that I am faithful to that. I abide by it as well. And when I say that you have me by your side, trust me and believe me that that is always the case. I am here open 7 days, and through the media, it is 48 hours. If you need some type of emergency consultation, you can come in person and or through the virtual media of any kind. We are here for your help and need to answer anything and all questions. Okay, you can email us at solunabotanica2@gmail.com and or margourtarotreader at gmail.com. Uh, Thank you, everyone, for your support, whether it is through donations, like and share, subscribe, pass it on, and even in the physical monetary as well. Let us continue this community, for it is for the highest good for all of us in this beautiful spiritual community that we're trying to grow. I think that I want to say thank you to all of you, but most importantly to my client today, for having that trust in me as I do my diligently and all the best that I can in your behalf, and I will always continue no matter what. Trust me on that. We will end with a prayer. If anyone is welcome to join in, absolutely. It is the Our Father that we'll be doing. You do not have to, but just let it continue playing if you can. It is for the blessing and the healing of our client and anyone out there that is needing such desire to have some type of healing of any kind. If you have that token of love within yourself, then this prayer will go a long, long way for all those that are in need of some type of healing, of restoration of any kind. Okay? So, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be the name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Thank you to the higher self, to our provider, to our spiritual enlightenment. Thank you for the blessings of today, for your protection and your enlightenment, for fulfilling us with love, joy, and healing in our body, mind, soul, and spirit. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, Lord Jesus Christ, thank you. Thank you for healing us today and always. We call upon Saint Mary, who is known today in our reading today. We give you thanks for the acknowledgement to us and for us and also for our client. We will light a candle in your behalf, Saint Teresa. Thank you for being here with us today. We ask that you find ways to lay your precious, blessed hand to our client so her body, mind, soul, and spirit can be restored fully to her potential beings, and if not more. See her open, beautiful heart with love and faith and trust, and find within and restore her completely. Let her healed, her health be full. We give you thanks. As I said, I will have Saint Teresa in a moment light up for you, and I will give you through for you in your behalf your prayers. Thank you, everyone.